Hey everyone, Tin Man here, back with some more Dota Underlords, and this will be my first game of ranked mode here after the update that kind of reshuffled how the Underlords work. So instead of casting their abilities whenever they get to a certain threshold of hype value, they now just cast them on a straight cooldown, and hype kind of empowers their abilities rather. Well, this is a pretty easy pickup. Just going to lock here for all three of these Venomancers, and despite the fact that Savage bonus is jailed to the point where you can't get up to 6 Savages, and without Lone Druid that makes Savage late game pretty lackluster, that does not change the fact that Venomancer here is still a very good early game unit. Let's take a quick look at the jail here. And also the jail algorithm has been updated so that now multiple units of the same alliance can be jailed, and we see actually 3 separate healers are jailed today, as well as 3 separate Heartless, making those very, very difficult to get online. We also see Lycan in jail, and the Lone Druid, of course, for the Savage bonus, and with Drow Ranger out as well, that does make it such that it's definitely going to be a struggle to play Hunters, and because you don't have access to the Heartless bonus very easily, and with just several Hunters out of the pool, and plus Weaver has been moved out of the Hunter Alliance as well, so that kind of makes it very difficult. But we've got a good start here with the Venomancer. We have a good mix. We've got 4 Anessex, 4 Hobgin, so it seems, at least from first impressions, obviously the patch is very young and people haven't had enough chances to really sort out which one is better, which Underlord is better. There seems to be a pretty split decision right now between half the lobby liking Hobgin and half liking the Anessex. I want to see if I can go into the settings and turn off these extra shooting icons. Yeah, I don't really care for that. And it looks like auto deploy. I was wondering, because whenever I logged into the game, it seemed like my settings had been reset, and I'm kind of thinking that actually did happen. I'm going to pick up the big time contract here. I think it's just a little bit better than a chainmail if we're just comparing apples to apples here, or if we're comparing a tier 2 to a tier 1 item. I think I'm going to err towards that tier 2 item, even though it is health total compared to armor. I was really afraid earlier on that the settings would get reset, because my audio settings got reset and the sounds went up, and I had to go fix that. And it seems like other settings have been reset with this update. So just double check your settings in case there's something that you think should be right. It looks like all my keybinds are still the same, but that was just a quick glance. So scoreboard's also a little bit messed up with Anessex in kind of an odd spot instead of just always being at the front of the line. Alright, we'll still pick up Helm of the Undying here. That is a pretty good item, one of my favorites. Good armor item. And I'm going to kind of move off to the side here, trying to hope that Tiny and Venomancer will always just target the same thing. And there's a Nyx Assassin. That's very nice. Also going to pick up this Mr. Warlock, and I guess give that to or get the Bloodbound buff online. That's what I meant to say. And I kind of want this Slardar as well. So my question is it worth selling off Mr. Warlock to get a Slardar? Maybe? If I go like most of the warriors are still in, okay, so we can't get Heartless warriors, right? So we can't go with Pudge. But the rest of the warriors are still pretty good. We can get Tusk and Venomancer. That can still be pretty viable, I think. You know what? I think I will do that. I'm going to sell off the Mr. Warlock for a Slardar. I think the Mr. Warlock might be a better play right now, but I'm going to get a new shop refreshed, and that gives me another shot to get something better, like a Tusk. I think Tusk is going to be better here, just because it gives me a Savage bonus. And I'm also going to pump in my gold to try to level up, because I think we've got a good shot of actually going on a win streak here, based on the start that we currently have. We've got a couple 2-stars. We've got a warrior bonus coming in next turn, and I just think in general that's going to be a little bit better for trying to keep a win streak going. We see we go up against 2 2-stars, but we've got the 2 2-stars and then some, so I think we should be in good shape. Yeah, with this Savage bonus and the level up, I think we're in good shape. It seems to me, at least based on this initial look at... Once again, this is my first game since they kind of reworked the Underlords a little bit. It seems like they're doing a lot less damage comparatively. I know Essex would typically be like the top or second top DPS, and I guess Hobgon kind of got there eventually, but through his burn, and I just feel like they're a little bit weaker than I thought they used to be, because they said they scale up over time now rather than just going just based off your level. They're going to scale up just naturally over the course of the game rather than being tied to whatever your player level is. Well, in any case, we've got our warrior bonus online. That's going to give us lots of tanky frontline, and then Nyx Assassin and Venomancer can go to work on the back line. I probably don't even need this big time contract on the Venomancer. Maybe it should go over on the Slardar, just because he can take advantage of the extra health with his warrior bonus. That's probably the correct play there. Venomancer's still going strong, but they've got a 2-star Tusk who's also pretty scary. Oh no, that's not good. Gotta get this guy down. I don't think we will. 2-star Tusk is just too much with the chainmail. Ugh. Well, no win streak for us. Unfortunate there. I don't even think that big time contract change would have made any kind of difference. Their Essex was just too effective. Alright, let's sell off these guys to get back up to 10 gold for interest. And then, man, Enchantress just gets hit really hard by today's banning. She's not in jail herself, but 2 of her alliances are very difficult to complete because she is in jail. Or because other people are in jail, rather. That's, okay, you never really completed the healer bonus anyway. You can pick up Enchantress to try to empower like an early Treant Protector or Nature's Prophet. One of the factions that is pretty much unaffected by today's jail is the Assassins. And I know we sold off a Queen of Pain just moments ago, but I think that was correct to get more interest, but I still may keep open that possibility if I don't see anybody else trying to go for Assassins. We see some Bounty Hunters, some other Nyx Assassins out there. Oh wait, that's us. Well, you know. Sometimes you're looking at your own board and thinking, oh man, that guy's got a great board. And then you realize it's your own. So, in terms of Assassins, I'm just looking for Queen of Pains. I'm looking for the Nyx Assassins. There's not a ton of competition out there. Maybe. Despite the fact I have a big time contract, I don't think Mr. Warlock is where we want to be. I guess to be fair... Oh no, Ogre Magi is not in jail. I thought he was. For a moment. I think Ogre Magi is a better unit to hold that anyway. We're just going to use this as a glorified vitality booster for the time being here. Opponent has no alliances active. They must have a lot of 2-star units. Oh, they've got 5 2-star units. Oh. Well, okay then. That's pretty impressive. 5 2-star units already. This is not going so well. Their backliners are easily able to take down our Essex, and we get like 1 kill on something. Ugh, that is not great. I definitely feel like an Essex and like the Underlords have been nerfed in power level. They didn't really go into details on the exact scaling, but they definitely seem a lot weaker. Okay, there's a 2-star Tusk, but I'm not on a win streak. Oh yeah, see, an Essex has 2 armor, and I think that means she's the equivalent of how strong she would have been at level 2 previously. I think we're just going to go more towards like Warrior Savages, even though Lone Druid's out. I'm just going to ditch Nature's Prophet and this extra Nyx Assassin here and get back up to 20 gold. Maybe I could have sold off the Queen of Pain and the Nyx Assassin, keep the Druids. I didn't buy the Tusk upgrade right away because I'm not defending a win streak. I'm just not too concerned about that. There are Brutes available, but I don't like Brutes very much in today's jail just because all the Heartless are banned. And you generally like to pair Heartless with the Brutes just because you kind of lack some damage output. And so I think I might avoid that and just use that as a blacklisting tool here. See another Tiny. And of course Mr. Warlocks. We can buy up the rest here. So we did get the win even without that 2-star Tusk. I think now that we have the Tusk, it's going to give us a very, very good shot of continuing a win streak. Continuing to win, even though we did just lose the previous round. So as long as we are collecting good interest, we should be able to scale well into the mid and late game. A lot of people on very similar builds, a lot of Tinies coming out. There's 5 2-star Tinies. A lot of Enchantresses as well. A lot of Slardars. So there's a couple of things that have changed here with an Essex. Well, Chaotic Hunter got a little bit of a buff. And I think that's probably what we're going to go for. I want to see how good Chaotic Hunter is now. We see an Enchantress, which I do kind of want for the Savages, but I'm going to... Can I sell off anything else to... I can't get up to 30 gold, so whatever. We'll just pick up the Enchantress and then level up right after this. Level up to 6, get that Enchantress in there. Just continue to get the higher odds on the units, but I do think that, you know, our Underlords are substantially weaker. She should be doing a lot more at this point in the game, I think. Because I think that's how... no, maybe not. Maybe that's not true. Maybe just Hobgoblin scales that way. You know, I'm not entirely sure. Take back what I said earlier about equivalent to level 2. I know Hobgoblin scaled like his armor 1-to-1 with the level, but I guess an Essex didn't scale that way. Second big time contract, that's pretty sweet. We get 2 of them paired up here, so we can throw one on like the Tiny, who's the most likely one to die quickly, and then throw the second one back on the Venomancer, who can then ramp up his attack damage after Tiny gets his 1 toss off and then kicks the bucket. We also see just another Mr. Warlock, which, you know, I think right now is actually probably a pick over the Enchantress here. Pick up more Venomancers, and yeah, we can go for like some kind of like 3-star Savage build. Even though 6 Savages are out, we can run like Tusk, Venomancer, Sand King, Bristleback. Like, that's pretty reasonable. Going into the late game, we won't run Druids forever, but we can run Enchantress for a little while. They've got a 3-star Enchantress. That's pretty scary. That being said, if our Venomancer is untouched, I really think we're advantaged. Alright, things are looking pretty good here. Got a decent win. Still collecting good gold of interest. We should get up to 30 gold on this next turn. And then I don't really want to level up too aggressively. There's a Templar Assassin. I'm looking around the table and I don't really see anybody on Assassins. And I know they should be very open today. I know we've got like the Savages things going on, but that's a Templar Assassin. And it's like the big key part. And I guess we already have the Nyx Assassin, so it's not like we're completely starting from nothing. This pack could really just move us towards an Assassin build instead. And I think I want to be flexible enough to pick that up. So we're going to pick that up here after interest has locked in for the round. Pick up Templar, pick up Queen of Pain, and then look to see where we can implement that in. Especially because no one else has been picking up any of them. No one has an Assassin bonus online, and so I think that, to me, that means that it's very available, and I'd really like to give that a shot. Venomancer. No, so close. That is a massive Nature's Prophet, plus 295. Holy cow. Absolutely insane. I thought we had that one for sure. Not quite. Okay, pick up a 2-star Tiny. There's a Venomancer, which we can kind of freely pick up and not worry about losing interest, or not losing gold out of it. I can just resell it for the same cost if it comes down to that. And but the question is, do I want to go more towards that or towards the assassins? I'm gonna lose interest if I don't. I could have sold up to 40 basically if I ditched the assassins and maybe ditched Mr. Warlock. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess not even. So maybe it's fine. I don't know, I just feel like we could be more efficient if I wasn't trying to hold on to these assassins, try to get a bit more gold. But Venos keep coming. I mean, of course, I don't really want to stick with... I don't want to be too split and just compromise my interest, but I want to keep open to the possibility of a strategy that if no one's in it, it would just be correct. Being said, this is working pretty well. We've got a lot of these Venomancers towards what we want. Don't really care for Timbersaw, Crystal Maiden, or Sniper based on our current directions. There's one other person going Warrior, maybe Savages, but they're kind of looking into slightly different directions. They picked up a Dragon Knight. You know what? I'm not going to get baited out by this Templar Assassin. We're going to get rid of those and just stay the course with this Savage Warrior build that we've kind of been messing around with right now, just because we've got so many more, and I think it makes sense to get up the interest. I guess selling off Mr. Warlock never really made too much sense either, because we get at least the Warlock bonus online. It's going to be a big tiny toss right there. Alright. So we got this win. We may even be able to fit in like insects, right? Because we can go Nyx Assassin plus Broodmother Sand King is a really good combo. Gives us the Savage and the Insect and the Warlock bonus. So yeah, maybe we actually even get like some insects in here. I know they kind of got nerfed recently. I know Sharp Pain has been boosted. But yeah, let's pick up Sharp Pain. Boosted again because it has been increased in its power in its damage output. It deals I think it was like 15 per Underlords level as opposed to it used to just be 10 per Underlords level. And I know Underlords level is a little bit weird now that it's kind of naturally scaling, but that's the idea. Is that it has been improved, so doubling it kind of doubles down on that improvement. Somebody just leveled to 8. They just skipped 7, went straight to 8. I'm not going to skip 7. I think we're going to... well, I mean, it could. But I don't really want to because I want to still get these 1-cost units. I don't even know if I want to level up to 7 just yet. If I want the potential to grab a 3-star Venomancer before we get there. I mean, I obviously could put in the Enchantress. That doesn't really give me much, though. It gives me a good unit. Just one more unit. I'm not really sure that I want to do that. I'm not a big fan of these changes to these hype items, especially now that the Underlords have changed. I guess I'm just gonna... No, I still pick up Assassin's Veil. I think I'm probably gonna play this Assassin. Okay, there's a Veno. There's a Treant. Alright, let's actually do this. I will the Assassin's Veil on the Mr. Warlock, because he has basically infinite range when he's right here in the middle. He has very long range. So we'll put him there. Put the Helm of the Undying over on the Treant, because he's going to be a 2-star Treant. And we'll just take 40 gold of interest instead of 50. But that's still fine, because we get a massive upgrade to our composition because we did this. Oh no, Treant's locked in. Slarder's about to die though. Well, I thought he was. I kind of want Slarder to die so that my Treant can get out. But my opponent has like the exact same composition as I do, but they're tiny, tossed their Treant in a really good spot. Like literally, we have identical compositions, but they leveled to 8, so they got to throw in a Shadow Demon. Otherwise, we have the exact same comp. Okay, they've got Bristleback. Okay. I mean, I don't know what to say about that loss. Is literally the tiny toss hit a perfect spot, so I guess my Venomancer should be moved up a step here. I guess. And they've had a couple more upgrades than I have. Yeah, nothing to say about that. How's their positioning working? I guess they have melee units along the side. It's like something. Nope, that's not right. They swapped instead of moving. That should still be alright. Double tiny toss. Maybe going for 3-star tiny is probably not that realistic. Morphling. Morphling has been recently changed to the Mage Alliance, and that's pretty strong. He was already essentially an honorary mage, and just making him get, activate that alliance that much earlier is a pretty big improvement for that build. Despite some other nerfs to mages, the reduction of increase of Keeper of Light's channeling time is not really the greatest for him. So seeing that adjustment is it still means that mages are quite strong. Don't really need Lifestealer here. A lot of other people have I'm one away from Veno 3-star. I think I can use a couple rerolls here. There's a bunch of 1-cost units I can blacklist. I don't really want Slark. There's a Veno. Sweet. Okay, now I can feel free to start leveling up. I just want to use a couple rerolls before I got too high level, because I know I'm so close to that Venomancer that I think it just makes sense to just get that out of the way. Now this Assassin's Veil on Mr. Warlock basically means their hype is never going to get up off the ground. Our Essex just got one shot? That definitely did not happen in the past. I guess they have... Do they have 6 mages? I think they might. And if so, that would explain some things. Yeah, they definitely have 6 mages. It's a lot earlier than you'd ever expect 6 mages from before, so I guess that might make some sense. Still... Venomancer hit pretty darn hard. But dang, Lena just one-shotting an Essex. That feels like it shouldn't happen. Oh well. And an Alchemist. So... maybe not Insects if I want to get Alchemist, because I think Alchemist is really good as well. I could go with just the current build and put in like... Well, I kind of want the Sand King and Bristleback. I'm just going to buy these two, use our free reroll, and see where it gets us. I don't really want to go Weaver, if anything. Because I think Alchemist is better than Broodmother. It's just if we're just comparing units. I think Alchemist is better than Broodmother. So I think that puts me more towards like an Alchemist build rather than towards like an Insect build to make this Venomancer work. Just Savage Warriors. I'd still want the other CC Warriors, especially Scale, because there's so many mages running around that have 6 mages. So if I want like Slarter, I'm eventually going to get rid of these Druids, right? I actually think this Golem is quite a bit more powerful now, so I'm going to pick up the Golem. It seems really good based on just increase to its stats. It has a lot more health now. It has 3,000 health instead of 2,000, and its damage output got increased slightly. So that's really good. So I think the Golem might be the pick, especially with when I don't have too much like backline access. Like I have pretty short range damage dealers. Alright, we're just going to level up to 8 here. I don't think there's too much of a reason to rush up to 9, especially given the changes to Underlords where you don't get the benefit for leveling up quite so aggressively. Then I think I'd rather just kind of stay efficient with my gold and not like really just like spend all my gold to level up to 9 right away. Don't really think that's going to be necessary. I think we'll just throw in probably the Alchemist as a one of. Right now, probably not looking at Tiny long term. Another contract. I mean, Skullbasher is good, but more contracts, man. Okay, I am so down to get 3 big time contracts. You know, that means we can, you know, feel free about cutting Mr. Warlock at some point.
Delightful.
Do get another Bristleback, so actually that's going to go in over the Alchemist for a similar kind of concept here. Actually going to put this on the Treant and like this, so that our Bristleback is the one who gets the Helmet and Dying, so we can get into the fights long term. And I think I'm leaning more towards the Alchemist build rather than heavier or the Insect build, just because I don't think insects pair up really well against opposing mages, and there's so many mages. So I'm gonna get rid of those. Pick up the Tidehunter. And I kind of want to get this scaled buff in earlier, and that kind of leaves no room to try to get insects in anytime soon. Yeah, see, this guy's much beefier. 3,000 HP. So much tankier. I guess some of the mages are about to get eliminated. They're all pretty low on life, but I do know that mages kind of spike much later in the game, so I'm not gonna like say, oh well, they're almost dead. They're gonna start winning for sure, or at least get back into a spot where they could be winning. Well, there's the Broodmother as soon as we sell off our other insects, but I'm gonna start rerolling a little bit at this level, just try to find a couple of these upgrades that we're pretty close to. Haven't found any yet. There's a Slardar. Yeah, you know, let's put that in, and let's just get an Alchemist in here. And then give this to an Enchantress, I guess? I don't even know if that's reasonable. I wanted to sell off the Mr. Warlock just to get the income, or the interest back, for sure. Enchantress is a little risky to put this on because their Underlord may be hidden away, and it may not be possible, but she does get in there somehow. There's a little bit of an avenue to get in. She has fairly short range. But I didn't want to put my other units at risk. Definitely not melee units on Assassin's Veil, unless it's an assassin, of course. But Enchantress is doing a really good job to keep this Hobgun kind of lower on hype. Their Tinies are also doing a pretty good job, but not enough, actually. So that Hobgun still got to like maximum hype. That's pretty crazy. And yet, we still crush them. It's pretty good. Don't really care for IO because I know we're going to move away from Druids without the lone Druid to access. So eventually we're going to cut these two when we find like Sand King over the Enchantress, I think. Still going to reroll a little bit here just because we got a couple more upgrades to find. Like the Alchemist, Tidehunter, Sand King? Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just put in the Scaled and the Sand King. Especially because there's so many mages still out there. I wanna get that Scaled bonus online. It's probably a downgrade. It's almost certainly a downgrade, like just straight up if you're just considering this compared to that. You know, the 2-star Enchantress, 2-star Treant Protector versus the 1-star Tidehunter, 1-star Sand King, but I think against mages it's probably it's an upgrade with the scale bonus, and against other builds I think it's kind of even. Because I actually put a pretty high priority on Sand King. I think his AoE stun is very effective even at 1-star. Okay, now that we've got those units on board, and now we're mainly looking for upgrades to 4-cost units, the Alchemist, the Tide, Sand, Bristleback. And like we're just holding on to these 1-cost units just in case that actually becomes a thing. I'm actually moving Nesix out a little bit here, just so she doesn't get hit by the tiny stun if it lands on the Venomancer. Actually, I might swap so that she gets stunned and not anybody else. I think I'm just gonna start pumping into levels here. And I do remember now, just now, that because I see somebody limited, I'm like, that's really weird. That's really early. And then I remembered that damage taken per round has been increased. If you lose the round, you do have baseline damage taken. You'll take 2 damage plus whatever the health of the surviving units is, because it's round 20 something. So in that sense, damage output's definitely increased, and I got to be a little bit wary of potentially taking big hits here. But I think since we're still winning, and it looks like we're not going to lose by too terribly much, because at least this Venomancer is going to take out some people, even if we do lose. Looks like we might actually just straight up win if this Veno can get out of this. It's a bit stuck right now. Looks like we're good. This Golem would normally have already died by now, or would have been very close to being dead. Now it would have already died. So we're getting a good extra time here out of it. So that is a lot of extra time. So definitely like that buff to the Nesix Golem here. Alright. So we're about to hit a creep round here, so I think we're still going to try to level up right afterwards, and then just try to go for some rerolls. I don't exactly know what I want to throw in. There's not a whole lot of great options on this tier anymore. We saw somebody else pick up Phantom Pain. Break's just not that impactful anymore. I guess it is still Phantom Pain. I mean, it's a pretty bad pack. I don't really know what I want to throw in at this point. There's no obvious inclusion. I guess something that really completes any alliances, actually. I guess I'm just looking for just a generic good unit. I don't think it's Legion Commander. I don't know, it might be. She would count as a Warlock, she would count as a Bloodbound, she'd count as a Savage. I guess last I heard she was really good with a big time contract. I don't know if like she double counted with the bonus or what. I don't know, that might be a play. If we get her to 2-star, I'll give it a shot. I'm probably going to spend some rerolls here just trying to find some upgrades, because we've got a lot of 1-star units still in our build. So here we see a Bracers. I think we definitely want to pick up Bracers of Desperation. Just to throw that on Alchemist or if we get a Tidehunter 2-star, throw it on somebody like that. Alright, there's the Tide. A Sven? I don't think so. Oh, probably Disruptor's actually better. And he's actually really good to hold this Assassin's Veil. Sorry, Legion Commander. It's almost a thing. Now I kind of want to fit another Warlock in here to complete the Disruptor's bonus. Or like the Ace of Warlock bonus here. Our opponent has a lot of, how many is it? 3-3-star units. Holy cow. Oh. 4 3-star units. Beastmaster, Axe, Magnus, Queen of Pain. Okay, I just took 23. That was very impressive. That's all I can say to that is I'm not going to beat that player. Not with that start. Or not with that, build at this point. It's not even a start at this point. It's just it's a finish at this point. Alright, well, we're kind of on our way to picking up these other guys to... There's just a 2-star Bristle. Perfect. Alright. So we're finding some upgrades. Is Disruptor still the right pick, or is just like something like Doom the right pick? I guess Disruptor's still pretty impactful. Another Warlock, even if I don't get the Ace of Warlocks. I don't think I'd really want to cut anybody else. I guess I could cut a Warrior. Oh, I can cut Tiny for a Warrior, for a Warlock. Oh. Oh. Who's the best war? I guess it's probably Broodmother, actually. I guess I just didn't realize I had 4 warriors. I guess I can cut Tiny. I mean, I like Tiny, but, you know, we're not going to give him a 3-star. And I think he would be the best. And then Nyx Assassin makes a logical cut as well. Huh. Well, nah, you know what? Let's stick with this. I'm probably still going to lose to Graven Cairns. There's no chance we can beat this many 3-star units. But against any other situation, I think we're in really good shape to at least take down 2nd place here. Might have been able to make this build a little bit better. You know, recognizing that Tiny thing earlier. I mean, Tiny's a good unit, don't get me wrong, but the Ace of Warlock effect is such a massive increase in healing for getting up to 2, and that just is really what I think is very valuable in this situation. And we're going to eliminate this player here, or at least Papa Aegis. Yep, eliminated. Okay, so top 3 already. This game is going much faster. We're down to top 3, and it's only round 29. That is exceptionally fast. Very, very fast, I will say. Certainly compared to what it has been in the past, where you'd get down to top 3 and it would be like round 40. I don't realistically think I want to add in any of these. I mean, Troll Warlord's great, right? But I don't want to lose... Well, I could lose a Scaled. All the mages are out. Yeah, let's put him in. I don't really need Scaled anymore, and I'm close to 2-star tides. I don't want to give up a 2-star tide just yet. I don't know. They still have a lot of magic damage. Luckily, Faceless Void got substantially nerfed in this last patch. Chronic Feud only hits for 2 to 3 seconds instead of 4 to 6 seconds. So substantially weaker, and for that I am very thankful. Regardless of the result of this round, we're about to do the creep round right afterwards, and at that point is when we probably... Well, I could level up if I really think I want to get an insect buff in here. Just throw in the 1-star Nyx Assassin here. Or now that I've got Troll Warlord, maybe it makes sense to replace the Broodmother with a Witch Doctor. Get the Troll bonus. That probably makes a lot more sense, actually. And then I can stay at low level, or stay at level 9. I don't need to level to 10. And then... yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Let's sell off this Nyx Assassin. And then just use our gold to reroll. Try to find a Witch Doctor to replace the Broodmother. And then try to find upgrades to Tidehunter, Sand King, and Tusk. We're actually 1 away from a 3-star Tusk. And then we'll do a little bit better scouting on seeing what our opponent's positioning and situation is. I really just don't know how we ever beat a 3-star Beastmaster with a Moonshard or all these other 3-stars. I guess we'd probably start with a really big Tidehunter alt. Would probably be how it has to start. Brawny kills, not too terribly many of those, but it's not the worst. I think now that we eliminated all the other mage players and able to move on from the scale bonus, I think that was really good to free up the spot to potentially get Troll Warlord, and that makes our build a little bit easier to get the Troll bonus instead of the Insect bonus. Insect would also just get killed over and over again by a Beastmaster or Queen of Pains AoE. Moonshard. Hello. Moonshard and Troll Warlord's pretty good. Can easily be able to ramp up in these fights. It's also really good on Venomancer. They're both good options, but I think Troll Warlord scale is even harder. Alright, there's a Sand King. I don't need more Sand Kings. Looking for Witch Doctor or 2-star Broodmother. I guess I'm gonna run a 2-star Broodmother and a Tidehunter and a Tusk. All of them. We just got all these upgrades. Okay, we still need, you know, big disruptor. But, you know, I will take it. I will take it at this point. Let's actually move Venomancer a step back so he doesn't get hit in any opposing AoE from the front line. Lots of big upgrades right there. That was awesome. We got a Tusk right on their Lifestealer. That could be a little scary just because of the percentage-based damage. But Troll Warlord with his Moon Shard, and then he gets Shadow Demon Breaking. So probably still going to lose this. I don't know. We've got a good sustain. Their Golem is locked in. Maybe. Nope, our Venom is down. Never mind. Alright, we're going to take a big chunk here. Bristol almost got another cast off. 23! Yikes. Do we at least beat this person by 23 so we can lock in second place? Nope, 18. Crap. Remember when we didn't take an Aegis? Now I'm afraid, because they have an Aegis. And if I go up against that one opponent again, that's going to be very bad. So I think I'm gonna try to rearrange a little bit. And try to, I don't know, do something a little bit different. Try to protect ourselves against losing quite so hard to that composition. I don't know if it's going to work, but try to bunch up in a corner, maybe protect this Venomancer a bit better. And kind of delay the Disruptor ult. Because like right now, in the current spot it was at, like his first cast would go to the NSX. And then it like, she wouldn't have gained any hype for me to burn off. So I think by delaying it, letting it walk up for a step or two, I think that's a little bit better. Still can deny the hype, but denies more of it because she has time to gain it. It's kind of working. I mean, this is the opponent who you're beating anyway, but they still have an Aegis, and I'm kind of afraid because I haven't eliminated them yet. The big Disruptor ult, though, that should really heal us all up. Our Troll Warlord has been constantly doomed, but I'm okay with that because it's not our Venomancer. And the Venomancer is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. Okay, so we popped their Aegis. Actually, on the other end, Graven Karen's lost against... I don't even know what language that is. I guess that's Chinese. Against Chinese username. Doesn't really like help me because I still need them to get eliminated faster than we get eliminated on this next round, because if I play Graven Karens I think I lose pretty hard. Maybe with this updated positioning maybe we get a little bit better. There's not really an upgrade I think I could find with a single reroll here, so I think we're just gonna hold off and then, oh actually I should probably move this over to the Tide Hunter, right? This should probably be moved to Tide. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. The Bracers instead of on the Alchemist. Maybe that helps us a little bit. I kind of missed that when we got the Tide Hunter upgrade. Oh, I'm up against this one again. Okay, sweet. It's the one I can beat. And so on the other board, if... but Graven Karen's lost to Chinese name. So we'll have to see how this pans out. I really hope just they get eliminated and we can lock in second place, because I don't know if first place is a realistic possibility here. We've not shown an ability to beat that Hunter 3-star build. We can beat this opponent, but like I'd kind of just rather lock in the second place rather than try to hope for first place here. I'd rather just take the guaranteed thing. Alright, so solid win here, and yep, okay, so Grim Cairns knocks out that opponent, and now we're in a 1v1, and I don't know exactly how this is going to pan out, because we haven't had a chance since I kind of moved back into this corner to see how that adjusts the fight. Nothing I really want here, but I guess I can take a couple rerolls trying to find a 2-star Troll or Disruptor. Nothing I could possibly find there, so let's take a look. What do we want to happen? We want Focus Fire to go down on this Lifestealer so it doesn't get out of control, and then move it over to the Beastmaster. So I'm actually going to move like this, and then put a little bit less on the Axe. Wait, what? Oh crap, I couldn't move him back in time. I want to move Bristle back. I don't want him to get attacked by anybody right after that, but he's getting attacked by everybody. Ah, that's bad. And he got doomed. But we like silenced their whole board. Troll Warlord has not got down the Lifestealer yet somehow. Uh-oh. And their Deadeye bonus is getting Troll Warlord almost dead. Yeah, now dead. Yeah, we didn't actually focus fire on the right targets that I wanted him to. That Lifestealer is still up. And that's going to completely demolish us. And that's probably going to be the game. But I think that was a really good showing, despite the fact that that opponent was seemingly unkillable. I don't know exactly how they lost on that one Phantom fight, but we got a good second place, and I'm pretty happy with that considering exactly how strong that opponent was, that we didn't get knocked out earlier. They've got, you know, if you just get that many 3 stars, I know I said brutes didn't seem all that great, but when you get that many 3 stars, it doesn't matter what you're doing, you're going to be in good shape. But I like this build. I like the way that this build kind of gets a better chance to flourish because it's a little bit stronger in the earlier portions of the game because you're rerolling a little bit heavier, you're going for those 1-cost units, the Savages, and the games are shorter than they were in the past because the extra round damage knocks out people earlier. And yeah, so I like this build, this Savage Warrior Warlock build. We had a couple different options of where to go, but what we settled on was good enough for second place, and I'm pretty happy with that. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.